Hi guys, Josebo. Today we are going to discuss what exactly is Cathie Wood thinking and whether Cathie Wood is bullish or bearish about Chinese stocks. A few weeks ago, she was massively selling off all her Chinese stocks. And this news has shaken the whole market, causing investors to panic. And these are some of the examples. This, and this. But just a few weeks later, which is right now, she actively bought back the Chinese stocks that she initially sold. Why?
We've been talking a lot about Chinese stocks and you getting back into it. Talk to us a little bit about your thinking right here, because it was just last month that you pulled back on your exposure and were selling. What changed?
So why? In July 2021, Cathie Wood mentioned that there will be a valuation reset. And from a valuation point of view, she thinks that these stocks have come down and will probably remain down. This massive Chinese stock sell-off in the US suffered the biggest 2 days wipeout since 2008. Some large investors have already offloaded their shares, and Cathie Wood's flagship ARK Innovation ETF cuts its holding of Chinese stocks to less than 0.5% in July 2021 from a high 8% just a few months ago. A large fund manager like Cathie Wood reduced its Chinese stock holdings from 8% to 0.5%. This is a huge sell-off and causing many retail investors to further panic from this news. During the few weeks when Chinese stock prices are dropping, the media start to share that Chinese tech stocks are set for the worst month since the global financial crisis, and final warning regarding those who are still holding on to Chinese stocks, and many more negative news. I mean, is it true that it is the worst month for Chinese stocks? And what does it mean by final warning? If you realize, more than 90% of the news out there is negative. And this is just a way of life. Because media companies want more viewership, and statistics shows that negative news attracts more attention. So whenever there is any news, we can ask ourselves whether it is just market noises or does it really affect the fundamental of the business. So why did Cathie Wood massively sell her Chinese stocks last month and bought back the same stocks again? Let's see what she's going to share.
So we had been pulling out of China. We started last November, actually, after the debacle around the Ant Group IPO and really the banishment, it seems, of Jack Ma. And we saw increasing signs that the government was going to get tough on companies. We didn't know and companies which were more than unicorns. They had exploded onto the scene, and they had become so powerful, as had their leaders, that they almost seemed to be threatening the government. At least that seemed to be our take on the government's response. So we were a bit cautious, pulled away, and in fact, our flagship fund has moved out of most Chinese stocks. I think we were out probably late April, late May, somewhere around there. It might have been a little bit later. Gradually, you never know 100% of the time. I think the online education, really nationalization there, was a real valuation killer for the market. So I think that the market's going to be under pressure from a valuation point of view for a long time now, because that sort of thing was so unexpected. Even from those of us who saw the government tightening its grip on the country. But what we have done, we did after this last bloodbath in the stocks, we did try and sort through, okay, which companies are doing things the government likes.
Right.
And what we're seeing are those that are catering to tier 3, tier 4 cities, logistics, groceries. So you've seen us buy JD.com. JD Logistics is a big part of JD.com. I think they own 70% of it. So that's probably been our biggest purchase, as well as some Pinduoduo for the same reason. But if you were to look at what we were doing in those portfolios, we were really swapping them out of other names that we think are going to be continue to be in harm's way or certainly under government pressure.
So in summary, Cathie Wood is saying that she sold most of her Chinese stocks during the bloodbath to sort out which companies and industry is something that the government likes. And she did mention that in her opinion, JD.com and Pinduoduo is in the industry that the government is supporting and she is buying right now. What do you think? Do you agree with Cathie Wood that JD.com and Pinduoduo are in the industry that the Chinese government is supporting? Comment down below to share with me your thoughts so that we can discuss further. I am not here to say that the media is bad or whether Cathie Wood is wrong or right in her actions. My purpose of this video is to show that Cathie Wood's actions are really drastic and we should never blindly follow her actions. Last month, she massively sold her Chinese stocks, and this month, she bought back some of the same stocks. I mean, we may or may not agree with Cathie Wood, but we need to form our own opinion and proper investment plan to follow through. For example, when most of the Chinese stocks are crashing, business partner of Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, is buying Alibaba stock, because he formed his own opinion and investment plan despite all the market noises in the media. I hope you benefit from this sharing. Subscribe to this channel so that I'm able to share with you more in the next video. Watch this video right now to discover why you should not buy Alibaba stock. Yeah, why you should not buy. I will see you there.